Hey guys, Enzo Flojo here, and this is the Mabuhay Basketball Podcast, the only show that brings you the latest scoop on everything basketball here in the Philippines. Whether you're a diehard fan, a casual observer, or just looking for some good old-fashioned hoop talk, you've come to the right place. So whether you're a fan of the PBA, the UAAP, the NCAA, Gilas, or any other league in the Philippines, we've got you covered. And if you're just discovering the exciting world of Philippine basketball, we're here to guide you through every dunk, crossover, three-pointer, and controversial college transfer. So get ready to be entertained, informed, and inspired as we delve into the world of Philippine basketball. This is the Mabuhay Basketball Podcast. Let's talk some hoops. Hey guys, Enzo Flojo here, and this is the Mabuhay Basketball Podcast. A bit of a late upload tonight, and this is not going to be a very long episode. It's just really a quick reaction to a great game last night. If you weren't watching the PBA, then you missed out on an amazing game, down to the wire game, and a title clinching game, a series clinching game, a title clinching game, and in a way, a very great way, an excellent way to end the 2022-2023 season of the Philippine Basketball Association. In this episode, we're going to share a quick reaction to that big win by TNT Tropang Giga after they beat Barangay Ginebra in Game 6 of the PBA Govs Cup in 2023. It was a really, really wonderful game. Let me read an excerpt here from tiebreaker time, so that big win for TNT. So TNT, they dethroned Ginebra, because remember, Ginebra, I think they've won the last maybe 4 Govs Cup. Someone needs to correct me on that. Probably got that wrong, but the Govs Cup is really, Ginebra's bread and butter, conference in the PBA. So honestly, I did not expect TNT to win this series. It felt like, it was going to go back and forth, and it did. I honestly felt we were going to go to a full Game 7. I think that's what a lot of fans wanted. And I felt like, that NSD, Never Say Die spirit of Ginebra, with their fans, would really carry them through, buoy their spirits, and get them to win. And they almost did. Actually, they were leading, I think, 93-92, or something like that, or near the end of the game, Jason Castro, it's Mikey Williams, rather, who hits a big three. I think those were his only points in that final quarter, if I'm not mistaken, because Mikey Williams got 35 points in the first 3 quarters last night. Hit that big three. They were up 95-93. Then big stops from TNT. Big rebound at the end by Ronnie Hollis-Jefferson. Hits 2 free throws to peg the final count, and they win. I think this is their first Govs Cup for TNT. If I got that wrong, I'm so sorry, but it feels like their first Govs Cup for TNT Tropang Giga. So great win for TNT. Congratulations to them. They won 97-93. So here, TNT emerged as a new king of the PBA Govs Cup. They overthrew Ginebra from its 2-year reign, so they won the last 2. Okay, from a gritty 97-93 win in Game 6 at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Okay, so Mikey Williams scoring 38 big points in this game, and it was a great game for him, obviously. Great game also from Ronnie Hollis-Jefferson with 29 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals for him. He was really, really good in this game. For Ginebra, of course, they got a lot of production from Justin Brownlee, who's going to be our naturalized player in the SEA Games in May this year. He had 29 points, 12 rebounds for Brownlee. Jamie Malonzo had a good game for Ginebra as well, 21 points. Scotty Thompson with a triple-double, or near triple-double. Okay, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists for him. But TNT, just too much. Mikey Williams in the first 3 quarters, and then Ronnie Hollis-Jefferson taking over the 4th quarter. Jason Castro hit some big buckets in that 4th quarter as well. Actually, only Williams and Hollis-Jefferson scored in double figures for TNT last time, but that was enough to get them to win 97-93 Very, very good win for those guys, and it feels good to see TNT win, because you're kind of always rooting for the underdog, and I'm not sure if TNT was the underdog here. I mean, it feels like any team that goes against Ginebra in the Philippine context is going to be the underdog, simply because most of the fans at the stadium are going to be against them. Okay, but TNT actually, I think they had the best record in the elimination round of this conference. So, objectively speaking, they were not the underdogs, but they lost game one, if I'm not mistaken. They had to battle back in this game. It was a back and forth between these two teams, and on one hand, we had Tim Cohn. I think the winningest coach, or one of the winningest coaches in the PBA's history. Now, the other side, you got his former player, Jojo Lastimosa, coaching TNT for the first time this conference. And I don't think anyone really expected Tim Cohn to lose in the finals, but he did. And to do so against a former player is pretty interesting. I'm not sure what adjective you want to use: ironic, fitting, appropriate. It depends on your perspective. But let's talk about Jolas for a bit. No, I mean, this is his first stint as head coach for TNT. He was brought in obviously from NLEX, and then served as an assistant for Coach Chot Reyes. Coach Chot Reyes stepping aside to focus on Gilas, and Jolas takes the helm for TNT, gets his first title for TNT, and the way it happened, it was very interesting because he and his top local player, Mikey Williams, they had a bit of a rift going on, but apparently they settled things down, and obviously the outcome. And in basketball, of course, you're only as good as your last win. So, extremely good outcome both for Jolas and for Mikey Williams and for TNT, obviously. So I think all's well that ends well for these two guys and for their team. And in basketball, winning kind of fixes most things, not everything. So I think if TNT lost in the finals, maybe those old differences or old wounds may have risen to the surface or opened up a little bit again. But winning fixes everything. So good for TNT, good for Coach Jolas, good for Mikey Williams, and good for, again, TNT and their fans. And I hope that we're gonna see more exciting games in the PBA in the coming seasons. I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna see that. But the next season for the PBA is going to be in a few months back, because they're giving way to the many tournaments that Gilas is playing in the coming months. So you got the SEA Games in May. Obviously, we're going to prepare for the World Cup, which is going to be in August and September, and then we have the Asian Games after that as well. So it's going to be a very long off season for the PBA, and props to them for doing that. And I hope that this kind of arrangement or structure doesn't end this year. I hope that in the coming years, we're going to continue to see, a sizable off season for the PBA and its players, and, a bit more adjustment to the FIBA calendar. We'll see if that happens, but we're going to see it this year. And that brings me to the next part of this episode, which is now that TNT has won the championship, now that the Governors Cup is over and the PBA season is over, we're obviously hoping that Mikey Williams, Justin Brownlee, Scotty Thompson, all these other guys who played in the finals will be available finally for Gilas. It's going to be interesting. I know that Gilas has had trouble getting their practice sessions together over the past few weeks. They've only had about 10, 11 guys dress for practice. Coach Chot definitely does not have the ideal situation for their practice. But hopefully now that everything's done in the PBA, he's going to have many more players suited. Remember that there are 28 players, who were named to this pool for Gilas. And, a sizable number of these guys actually played in this series. I'm going to read the names of the 28 guys again. All right, we have obviously PBA MVP, 6-time PBA MVP, Junmar Fajardo, R. Pogoy, of course, Justin Brownlee's there. Both Pogoy and Brownie, of course, played in the finals. You got Mikey Williams, Jeremiah Gray, the Phillips brothers from LaSalle, Mason Amos from Ateneo. You got Jerome Lastimosa from Adamson, Brandon Rosser, Shawnee Winston, AJ Edu from the University of Toledo. We're not sure if he's going to be able to come here and join, hopefully, in the coming weeks. Then you got CJ Barris, Chris Ross, Marshall Lassiter from San Miguel. You got Japet Aguilar, Scotty, JV Malonzo, Christian San Hardinger, Stanley Pringle, all from Ginebra. Calvin Oftana, Poy Eram, of course, Mikey Williams, you said him already, from TNT. You got Chris Newsom, Raymond Almazan, Aaron Black, from Meralco, Arvin Tolentino, of course, Kevin Alas, Kevin Cambao from LaSalle as well. So all these guys hopefully will be more available to play in practice and prepare for the SEA Games, which is going to be in early May already. But we're happy for TNT, and it's going to be interesting. And I hope that this excitement continues. I mean, we're always excited in the PBA finals because that's where the highest levels of tension are, and it's going to be long off season. But when the PBA comes back, hopefully we'll see a lot more of this excitement for the PBA. But for now, I'm happy that we can focus squarely on Gilas, and I'm hoping that, for Coach Chot and his coaching staff and for Gilas' sake, we'll get more practices in. We'll catch up in terms of preparation for the SEA Games because we're behind already. We're behind Indonesia in terms of preparation. In a way, we're behind Thailand also in terms of preparation. And those are the two, strongest teams we have to beat to reclaim that gold medal in the coming SEA Games. So, congrats TNT, congrats to Jolas, Mikey Williams, Jason Castro, Rondy Hollis Jefferson. Congrats to MVP, and to everyone in TNT. Shout out to my Batang Gilas head coach, Coach Josh Reyes, one of our strength and conditioning coaches also, Coach Maureen Ortiz. Both of them part of the TNT staffs. Congratulations, Coach Josh and Coach Mo, and see you guys in our next Gilas Youth practice, which is going to be next weekend already. So it's going to be very interesting, and congrats TNT once again. Props to Ginebra for a great series and a great season, and Gilas time, everyone. And with that, mabuhay tayong lahat, mabuhay ang Philippine basketball.
Again, thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Mabuhay Basketball Podcast. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed creating it. So don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Also, feel free to leave a comment because we love that engagement. And who knows, maybe your comment might be featured next. You can also read my stuff on clutchpoints.com, Tiebreaker Times, and of course, FIBA.basketball. Follow me on Twitter at Hoopnut or Instagram at The Hoopnut for more content and updates. Until next time, keep betting on yourself, shooting your shot, and seizing the moment. Mabuhay ang Philippine basketball.